understand why certain sectors are more of a risk than others. Clearly, financial services is. You mentioned one thing, obviously, access to money was a big thing for yourself, Paul. But you, Alan, you said that you'd see a lot of people from that sort of sector in the bookies when you were in and stuff. So it can't just be access to money. They were gambling their own money. So what else makes the financial services sector of particular interest to yourself?
Yeah, I think, reading upon the different evidence that's out there, we know about 24% of people who present themselves at one of the NHS clinics, for instance, comes from the financial services sector. So it's by far and away the sector that's got the biggest problem with gambling of any. People will always link sport, they'll always link maybe things like the armed forces, criminal justice, other places like that we work. But financial services, if you look at it statistically and evidentially, does have the biggest problem. Now, it's not everybody. It's not everybody particularly who works in a branch and opens savings accounts or things like that. It's your risk takers. So you talk about your traders, you talk about your, people like who work in investment banking and so on. So people who are inherently taking risk every day. And there's some pretty high level examples of that in it if you look at it. And so financial services institutions are expecting you to come in, take risk every day, earn the bank a lot of money or earn the institution a lot of money. But then you're expected to turn off that risk profile when you leave work and just go home and, watch the telly or whatever. It just doesn't work. Once risk has taken over your brain, if you like, or taken over your thought processes, it's very difficult to do that. So what a lot of people in financial services do, and the evidence suggests, is they will go home and they'll carry on with that risk profile into individual betting accounts or individual trading accounts or things like that. So there's definitely that risk element. There is the access to money. For me, quite frankly, if I'd been, during the height of the addiction, if you could gamble in washing up liquid bottles or you could gamble in, tins of tuna, I would have been just as happy, finding myself a lorry load of tuna or a lorry load of washing up liquid bottles. I would have had exactly the same feeling, but of course you don't.